they definitely talk about wanting to have a supportive environment for the child, making sure the child wants to come to school and feel safe and loved, which again, I've talked about already.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private and independent schools to bring you insights into school programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administration. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
When my husband and I decided we wanted to send our daughter to a preschool instead of maybe like a daycare or something like that, we thought about what kind of our own values were for our family, what was really important to us for our daughter when she got her first exposure to a school setting. And from that, we decided that we really wanted a nurturing environment for her, a place where she felt safe, comfortable, loved, where they still got to be kids and play, but that they did start to develop kind of a foundational aspect for their learning. Yeah, we wanted ideally small class sizes. She grew up during COVID, and we weren't sure how that process would go. And we really wanted to make sure that her first experience, that she loved school, wanted to go, wasn't nervous or didn't like it. So small class sizes were important to us as well. Yeah, she actually took to it really well. There were, of course, I think the typical tears and stuff like that during that first week, but less than I expected. And the teachers were great about kind of telling me how to best handle those things. I think naturally, like, I wanted to go and comfort her, but really it's better just to like walk away and leave after you say goodbye, things like that. And so after we kind of got into that routine, she adapted really quickly and started to want to go to school, asked to be going to school, loved seeing her teachers and her friends. I think what she would say, honestly, if she was to be asked, would be that she loves kind of the variety of kind of items she gets to interact with in the classroom. So I've been for parent teacher interviews, and we did a tour before we decided to go with Children's Garden Nursery School. And there's just so many things for those kids to touch, play when they do their own playtime for like a variety of different interests. And so those are the things I think that she really loves the most, in all honesty, about going to school, besides getting to see her friends and interact with them. Yeah, so again, that it met kind of all of the values that we identified that we wanted for our daughter. Such a loving, caring environment. Every single teacher or staff member there really truly cares about the child, and making sure the child feels safe and excited and loved. What else? I love also that, again, the small class sizes. That she's supported in her learning at the point she's at. So she's not feeling rushed. If she's having a bad day, they adapt to her, that she's not feeling pressured to meet a certain point that she's not ready for. Things like that were really important to us, and they've been met. They've gone above and beyond at this school. I will say I was surprised I had to make her own lunch and snacks, but I think that this is maybe a standard, and I just wasn't ready as a parent to adapt to that. But also, like how communicative they are. They have their own app at the school, and they're just constantly like letting us know, keeping us up to date with different things, which I really appreciate as a parent. so that I know exactly kind of what's going on. My daughter's teacher updates, for example, like the lesson plan is updated monthly and is posted to the app, so that, if we choose to, we can kind of promote some of those similar kind of areas of focus at home. Um, and yeah, so I think those things were kind of surprising to me. I didn't think that they maybe would do that, but it was I was a pleasant surprise. They definitely talk about wanting to have a supportive environment for the child, making sure the child wants to come to school and feel safe and loved, which again I've talked about already. They are so welcoming to the children, warm, loving. They respect every child and take their concerns or their thoughts or their feelings completely seriously. I think they value to creating a child that feels confident and independent, and proud of the work that they do, while building a sense of like community. So they, emphasize working with others, obviously within the capability of the child at their age, working with others, learning empathy, social rules, things like that, which I think are super important too. Um, yeah, and just as an overall sense of just a love of learning, which we've seen for sure in our daughter, who's like just her skills, mentally, emotionally, all of those things have just totally grown so much during this time, and it's been really amazing to see. Yeah, I'd say probably all of the parents are from a well-educated background, have at least have had their bachelor's, if not have gone further than post-secondary education. Um, uh, I'd say that it's probably culturally diverse. There's a fair amount of differences in religion and things like that at the school, which is great. Um, Usually a two-parent household, so fairly traditional in that respect. And that, I would say both parents typically work. So, it kind of has changed as the school year has gone on. But right now, I would say, because sometimes it's like certain art projects that they've done at school, things they've done that she's been super proud of, or she'll bring home things, after they've finished with them, and she'll show me, and she's really proud of that. But I think for right now, what she's most proud of actually is that she started, she's not started, but she's recognizing patterns and rhyming and being able to recognize letters, most letters in books that we read. She'll point them out to me. And I can see how proud it makes her when she's able to do those things correctly. And so I think at this point, that's probably where she's feeling the most proud, from those things that she's learned at school that she's now doing in her daily life. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing but positive things to say. They, again, very communicative, which for me and my personality type is something that I was really happy to see. The app makes it super easy to get in touch with them. You don't have to deal with phone calls or anything like that unless it's kind of an emergency situation or more urgent. But I can message the teacher or the principal through the app, and they're prompt about responding. Similarly, they can message me through that as well for any information I might need, and keeping up to date with different things. So, like the drama teacher would release kind of like a school plan for the school play or things like that that might be needed. Um, and then whenever there's been like if my child is sick at school, it's a phone call. And they do a very good job about letting me know that everything's okay, but I do need to come in and get her when I can, and what they've done to take care of her. which I really appreciate as well. And then, kind of touching base to make sure she's doing okay. And they always, make her feel so loved when she returns to school, things like that. But I would say, yeah, my experience with the teachers is excellent. And her teacher right now is just so good with the kids. Um, and so patient and just so adaptable. She's like the epitome of like the teacher that you wish you had for your child. I can't say enough amazing things about her. She really has helped my child grow so much in such amazing ways, and they're lucky to have her there. She's an amazing teacher, and I think they all are. But my only experience is with that one. But I do know that they all interact with all the kids at some. So yeah, the main reasons I would say is that supportive, loving environment. Whether it's the first time someone would be sending their kid to school there, or if it's just they want to try a new school. I think it's really important, especially like for kids that are so impressionable, to feel comfortable in order to be able to learn anything at all. And they make the environment so loving, again, and supportive that it's easy for kids to feel welcomed and feel comfortable enough to start learning. They're adaptable to the child's needs, which is also super important. They'll meet your child exactly where they're at, if they're more advanced or if they're a little bit behind everyone else. They target the child exactly where they're at. And then the small class sizes too allows for one-on-one time, which is really great. They have drama, French, and a designated physical education program, so that it's a well-rounded experience for the child. And again, just I think the excellent teachers, excellent principal, it's a place that truly wants to make your student or your child be the best student they can and just have a great time. And I think at the end of the day, that's what's most important. So those would be my reasons. Again, if I would recommend something to someone, do a tour, do a one-on-one chat with the principal of the school to get a feel of what the staff are like, what the teacher is like, the communication style. And again, really know exactly what you want for your child and make sure those things are met in the program would kind of maybe be the recommendations. But I did all those things, so I wouldn't change anything.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.